With most of us staying at home in the wake of the coronavirus, we remain connected through virtual communities like Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, our church website, and other platforms. I don't know about you, but at the end of my day, I'm having trouble turning off my brain since work is now home, school is now home. It seems like all of these circles of life happen in the home and there isn't any sanctuary anymore. I mean, if I had a bad day at work or the kids had a rough day at school, as soon as we got home, a lot of that heaviness melted away. But now I'm finding that I need to create boundaries and sacred spaces since our home is being invaded by all circles of our lives. Today, I'm inviting you to one way to make these sacred places and spaces and boundaries by creating an altar at home. There, perhaps you can find some intentional time to pray, to pause, and to find some respite in the chaos. The Bible has many stories of people building altars, like when Noah erected an altar in Genesis after the waters of the great flood receded. Now, there's no wrong way to do this, but I do have a few helpful suggestions. First, find a place somewhere that is considered low traffic in your house. It could even be in a closet. I also try to stay away from rooms with high distractions, like rooms with TVs and computers. Next, find a sturdy surface that will be the altar's base. I love fires in the fireplace, so my mantle will be my altar. But it can also be a windowsill, a portable tray TV, a table, or just the good old-fashioned floor. Now, this is where you will need to make some important decisions on what to include on your altar. And again, there's no wrong way to construct your altar. You could include a placemat, a tablecloth, scarf, or a piece of fabric on your altar. You might even try to match the color to the church season. You see, I don't have a cloth because I like to have objects from nature on my altar to remind me of God's creation that surrounds me always. But it could be an acorn, seashell, or even a flower. My altar is made of stone anyway, so I like the simplistic look of an unadorned, stony altar. I also have some birch logs because birch trees are my favorite. I like to include candles and fairy lights. Battery-operated light sources are great, especially if you have pets or small children. These candles and lights remind me that Jesus is the light of the world, and no matter how dark I may be feeling, light always overcomes the darkness. Also, having a candle for me helps me to center. I just sit there for a moment and stare at the dancing flame so that I might quiet my mind. I also have a cross because Jesus, God in the flesh, is the foundation of my faith. If you don't have a cross, go outside and find 2 sticks and make the shape of the cross. I also like to place my Bible on my altar. I try to read 1 devotion each day. It's nearly Holy Week now, and our church has a daily Bible verse for every day. You could also put your Portals of Prayer there or any other daily devotion that you have. You know, I'm always amazed about how the Word of God, whether it's a simple verse or a whole story, just speaks to me in a way that I need to hear it. In bad days, I often hear scriptures and how it comforts me, for example. But reading the Bible during Holy Week is like a map of Jesus' journey to the cross. Each day builds with more and more anticipation of what is to come. Jesus' suffering, death, and resurrection. And I get to journey with him. I also put other objects that have a special meaning to me, like my family pictures, for example. But it could also be a treasured trinket that someone special gave to you. I also have a bowl with paper and pens. From time to time, I write the names of people who I remember in prayer and place it in the bowl as part of my prayer practice. Well, I would love to see what altars you build. I would love to see them, so send me some photos. You can place them in the comment section of this video or on our Facebook page, Holy Communion Fallston. The peace of the Lord be with you today and always.